With us is Pauline Vamos, CEO of ASFA, the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia. Pauline, superannuation is meant to enhance the standard of living for Australians in retirement, but many retirees are shocked by super fund losses amid the global financial turmoil. Should they be concerned or accept these losses as part of an inevitable cyclical downturn?
What people need to be concerned about is if they make a panic decision, the taxation benefits and the uplift that they will lose if they do change out of their superannuation portfolio. We don't talk in terms of losses. Values of assets rise and they fall. They've been rising and we've had double-digit figures for the last 4 years and very strong returns for 10 years. The market had to adjust. It has adjusted. The value isn't lost. It just is lower at this time, but it will recover.
How much do you think perform or else pressures have contributed to the risks taken by CEOs in the global financial sector that ultimately brought financial institutions to the brink, if not collapse?
Great question. I'm not sure that we can actually talk about risk management with CEOs. Clearly, we've had a situation where people have been allowed to borrow money against assets that they couldn't afford afford to pay back, and the underlying securitisation of a lot of those loans have meant that support for debt has collapsed across the economy. Whether it's performance focused or whether it's greed or whether it's poor risk management practices, I think we'll hear from a lot of economists about what has been the true cause of the current downfall.
And yet people do say that CEOs have been under pressure, and I was going to ask, what can super funds do to reduce this pressure when they themselves must act to ensure they don't finish at the bottom of performance tables?
Our industry, like many industries, are concerned about short-termism, and ASFA is doing a lot in terms of helping the industry and helping fund members and helping regulators understand that the more you focus on short-termism, the more that you're missing the point about long-term savings for retirement.
Can we talk about governance? What's ASFA doing to improve governance?
Well, we've done a lot of things over the years and will continue to do a lot. We have a best practice paper on governance. We have a board assessment service that we provide. We're currently updating a lot of our papers around active shareholderism. But in terms of governance at a trustee level, the key thing for ASFA to provide here is training and opportunities in terms of trustees getting together and learning best practice in management and oversight, particularly of their investment houses.
Is ASFA in favour of having a single regulator to reduce regulatory complexity?
ASFA is in favour of having effective and efficient regulators. Whether you have one or two, you'll still need to have a prudential approach as well as a conduct approach. So even when you look at the mega single regulators, they still have to cater for the two types of regulation, and that would be no different in Australia.
Finally, Pauline Vamos, what will you be covering in your presentation to the Superannuation Governance Forum on the 9th and 10th of December in Sydney?
I'll be looking at a number of issues that superannuation trustees really have to grapple with. The first one is around member equity. You have to act in the best interests of all members, and like many fiduciaries and many CEOs or many boards of shareholders, making a decision that only impacts or benefits one or two shareholders opposed to the whole shareholders is a continuing issue. I'll talk about the governance and oversight of funds management and generally management of conflict. We have different structures in our industry, and managing those conflicts and perceived bias is always a challenge.
Pauline, thanks for talking with us, and we look forward to your presentation at the conference.
Pleasure. Thank you. Look forward to it too.